Ladies and gentlemen, digital investors, welcome back to another video. I hope you guys are all doing well. I am doing extremely well. I'm extremely excited for today for what we see going on inside of the crypto market. And I know that's an unpopular opinion because the market has been retracing and people get very, very scared about things like this. But for me, it's a super exciting time. I think we're finally starting to see some altcoins coming back into some buying opportunities. So overall, I'm extremely excited. I hope you guys are too. We have some really good stuff going on for today, for the past week in the cryptocurrency space, and I want to show you guys some of that stuff. So first thing we're going to start off with is Theta, right? How could we not talk about what Theta has done? So this article goes over the crypto asset that just burst into the top 10 after rising 37,000% in 1 year. And I want to be very clear. I am sharing this Theta news because it is amazing. I think I first started talking to you guys about Theta when it was between 25 and 50 cents. Unfortunately, I wasn't that early of an investor. I didn't get in when it was, 4 cents, 5 cents, 6 cents. I didn't really hear about it until it did its real first leg up. But right when I saw that, it grabbed my attention. I did some research on it and I was like, wow, this project has some really crazy stuff going on for it. So with that said, just because we're talking about Theta today and the amazing things it has done doesn't mean you should necessarily run out and buy Theta, right? We're talking about it rising 37,000%. Okay, so it is already up. So don't run out and buy Theta just because of this video or anything. I'm excited about Theta, but also understand that I got a position in this long ago. So Theta Network burst into the top 10 after surging more than 37,000% in 1 year from a low of 4 cents in March of 2020 to its all-time high of $14.87 today. And this today was 1 or 2 days ago. The digital assets gains have pushed its market cap to $14.3 billion, overtaking Litecoin's $12.9 billion valuation. Yeah, as of right now, guys, I'm pretty sure it's in the top 9, or sorry, it's in the top 10, number 9. We'll take a look and see exactly where it is at, but it has even overtook Litecoin, which is crazy. For those of you guys who don't know what Theta is, Theta launched in 2016 by Mitch Liu and Jay Long, aims to deliver higher quality video streaming services without buffering through a shared blockchain powered network. So, in very simple terms, you guys have probably seen Twitch. You know how popular Twitch is where gamers can stream. Well, imagine streaming on a platform like Theta. You're rewarded with T-Fuel and things like that, and it's absolutely like no buffering because of the system that they have laid out. It's super advanced. Chinese journalist Wu Blockchain says, through data analysis, the Theta team has money to control the market and is sought after by Koreans, which may be the core reasons, according to CMC data. The trading volume of Theta/KRW, the Korean won, on BitThumb, the leading exchange in South Korea, ranks 4th. The new version of Theta will be launched in the near future to keep up with the NFT boom. If you're like, what is the new version of Theta? They're talking about Theta 3.0, and that Theta 3.0 launch date has been pushed back to June. This 3.0 launch date has some really cool stuff going on for it. If you guys want another video where we could touch more on what exactly is happening with Mainnet 3.0, then just let me know in the comments down below, and I'll be happy to do that. But yeah, guys, Theta has been, man, it's just been one of those cryptos that has absolutely proven itself. I've been getting a few DMs or a few questions, people asking me, should I buy Theta? And it's a hard question to answer, right? Like, we've seen it rise 37,000%. The fact that last year this coin was trading between under 10 cents, 4 to 10 cents, it's hard to say to buy it now at $10, $12, $14. I definitely think Theta has some more gas left in the tank, right? I think Theta could definitely double from here, possibly triple from here, maybe even a little more than that. Let's say Theta has a 5x in it. From here, you have a 5x. For me, just because the fact that I invested long ago, and there's other coins out there for me that can get a better return than 5x, right? So, in terms of should you buy Theta now, that's obviously, it's a personal decision that you have to make, but just make sure if you're investing into it, you're investing into it logically, right? And make sure you're not betting the family farm on it, right? Make sure you're doing it logically, make sure you're doing it safely, make sure that when your investment goes up, you take some profits, because, you know, we're not at the point right now where the crypto market is about to top out. We're about to have a blow off top, right? We still have a good amount of gas in the tank, but we're also not at the beginning of the bull market either, right? So you have to understand that we're not in the beginning of the bull market anymore, but we're also not at that blow off top bubble pop moment. So you just have to really start playing this game smart. With that said, let's move on. Willy Woo says that seriously strong long-term holders are buying this Bitcoin dip. Does not come at a surprise to me, right? We're not at the beginning of this bull market, but we're also not at the end, and dips are for buying up until the end. If you guys are enjoying the video, also, please do me a favor, tap the like button. It helps a ton for the YouTube algorithm to pick this video up and show it to more people. Willy Woo says anyone selling right now is crazy. Seriously strong long-term holders are buying this dip. The first chart is coins being scooped off exchanges, and this is the chart he's talking about. It's mainly Coinbase, meaning a US entity. At the scale of the withdrawal, it's likely an institutional, yet to be announced buyer. So if you don't really understand what that means, basically what he's showing is he's showing the coins that are coming off exchanges. The exchange is mainly Coinbase, right? So people who are buying on Coinbase, it's likely to be US customers, right? Now, what he's saying is that the amount of coins that are coming off makes it likely that this is an institutional buyer. Now, institutional buyer, that just means they have a lot of money, right? This is someone who is obviously taking a lot of coins off of the exchange. They have some deep pockets, and he says they could be yet to be announced. And that would, you know, if we see a pump after, and then we see, oh, over the weekend, so-and-so bought Bitcoin, this company put some of its balance sheet on Bitcoin, then you could probably guess that they were the ones accumulating this dip, right? And you know, when institutions want to come on board, when they want to buy, they're not going to buy while it's pumping. They're either going to, you know, manipulate the market and force a dip in some way, or they're going to just wait for that dip and buy in then. If you look on Twitter right now, Twitter is freaking out, right? And Twitter is mainly comprised of what? Retail investors. Retail investors are freaking out. They're wondering if this is it. I see barely any people calling to buy the dip, but guys, the dips that are the worst, right? The worst dips, the most bloody dips, those are the absolute best dips that you can buy into. Now, the problem is knowing, you know, where is the bottom of that dip, right? Because is today going to be the last day of dipping? Will we start going up tomorrow, or will we continue to dip and continue to pull back for the next week? And that's when, you know, having a good DCA strategy, having an investing strategy that assumes less risk, right? I know a lot of people like to go all in. They see a price, they get FOMO, and they go all in. Me personally, I don't like to do that. There are times where you have to be quick, but I'm never taking everything I want to put into a coin and just laying it all down all at once. I have a few strategies that I do that allow me to assume less risk. So if it goes up, great, I'm in profit. But if it comes lower, I still have money to scale in as it comes lower. I don't try to predict the price and try to catch a knife at an exact point, because who knows, right? It's crypto. But by using a dollar cost average strategy, I'm sure you guys have heard of DCA before, it helps you to assume much less risk without trying to be this, you know, expert trader and predict exactly where a coin is going to land, because it's basically impossible, right? To predict short-term movements in the crypto market, especially on illiquid altcoins. I mean, it's just impossible, right? For people who call them correctly, right? I'm sure every one call that someone gets correctly, they're getting another 10 calls that are incorrect, and they're not going to share with you the 10 incorrect calls they get. They're only going to share with you their winners. Now, the on-chain analytics platform shows that on March 23rd, over 14,000 Bitcoin worth over 800 million was withdrawn from crypto exchange Coinbase. 14,600 Bitcoin flowed out from Coinbase in the last hour. Okay, so this is why they're kind of pointing to this could be a yet to be announced institutional investor, because it's coming from Coinbase, right? The coins are being taken from Coinbase, so likely a US entity, or at least investors in the US, and the number of coins that are coming off the exchange, the number of coins that are being accumulated during this dip. The huge buying activity comes as Bitcoin enters its 11th day of consolidation after printing an all-time high of $61,600 on March 13th. At the time of writing, Bitcoin is trading at $54,972. It is insane. Now, let's move on. I want to show you guys this right here. I thought this was very, very interesting. So this is Kim.com, and he says, try and buy a soda with Bitcoin. Actually, let's give you guys a little bit of background first. So Elon Musk, right? March 24th, he says you can now buy a Tesla with Bitcoin. I'm sure you guys have seen this. Everybody covered it, right? Elon Musk says Tesla now accepts Bitcoin from US customers. He also said that the Bitcoin they receive from the Tesla sales, they will not convert to fiat, but they will hold the Bitcoin. So they are literally trading Teslas for your Bitcoin, and they're going to keep that Bitcoin. Now, who knows how long, but they said that they will not be converting it into fiat currency. So now that you know that, this is a retweet with Kim.com's take on it. He says, try and buy a soda with Bitcoin. The Bitcoin median fee is $8.92. The Bitcoin Cash median fee is, fractions of a penny. He gives the source. He says over half of all payments worldwide are under $10. BCH is serving the mass market, not just the 1%. So basically what he's alluding to, right, is most people do not have the money to buy a Tesla, right? They definitely don't have the amount of Bitcoin needed to buy a Tesla. So the people who can buy a Tesla, they could pay that fee, and because they're buying a big dollar item. But for your average normal person who is out there and they're just buying coffees, or they're buying, a meal at a restaurant, it's not going to be $60,000, $100,000 ticket like a Tesla is, right? It's going to be what, $10, $20, $50, $100, and so the fee on that is not going to be something you can't pay with Bitcoin when you have a $10 fee on Bitcoin for something that costs $10 or something that costs $100, right? So he's kind of doing the comparison of the Bitcoin versus Bitcoin Cash fees. Now, I'm not here to tell you guys, right? I'm not showing you guys this to say, oh, look, see, Bitcoin Cash is better than Bitcoin because of lower fees. That is not at all the point of me showing you this. The reason why I'm showing you this is because look at Elon Musk's reply. Fair point. He says, fair point. To me, this is huge because we're seeing that Elon is not a Bitcoin maximalist, right? If he was a Bitcoin maximalist, maybe he wouldn't have responded, or he just would have said something like, it doesn't matter, Bitcoin Cash is trash. But he's actually saying, okay, fair point, which is super, super huge. As we know, Elon doesn't necessarily only tweet about Bitcoin. He's tweeted about Dogecoin and some other things. But for a guy like Elon with so much influence, with so much power, especially over the Twitter space, right? For him to not be caught up in Bitcoin maximalism, for him to acknowledge that there are other currencies that can have a lower fee than Bitcoin, that could be better than Bitcoin in certain circumstances, like the one that Kim.com here kind of outlines, that is pretty crazy for the space, right? Again, to have a guy as popular as Elon to be not necessarily a Bitcoin maximalist, to be open to seeing other possibilities and other things. If you are holding altcoins, this is a very, very great thing to see. And it honestly got me super excited. If you guys like cryptocurrency updates, we go over Bitcoin, altcoins, and everything going on inside of the crypto space. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and tap the like button. It helps a ton for the YouTube algorithm to push this video out for more people. We also have another tweet from Elon Musk. He says, don't defy DeFi. Okay, so I just want to keep you up there with what he's kind of doing because, not only my opinion, but I think we've seen Elon Musk can really push this market either way. He can also educate this market. And I think that is one of the really cool things about this, that we'll have Elon out there educating people, tweeting about this stuff, and he's not a Bitcoin maximalist. He's open to altcoins. He can see the value of other altcoins. So not only is he a Bitcoin advocate, because Bitcoin is amazing. Bitcoin is fueling this entire bull run, right? If it wasn't for Bitcoin, we probably wouldn't be seeing the price rise and these altcoins that we would right now. But like I showed you guys, I think it was either a couple days ago, maybe last week with Raoul Pal. Raoul Pal says that there is a digital asset revolution that is like Bitcoin in 2013, and he's talking about good quality altcoins, utility altcoins that serve a completely different purpose than Bitcoin, right? Not every single altcoin is a copy of Bitcoin, right? At this point, we should probably have a different name for it, right? Because a lot of these altcoins, they're not alternative currencies to Bitcoin. They're completely different projects solving completely different problems from Bitcoin. Let's quickly go over our top 10 cryptocurrencies for today and what their price action is looking like. Bitcoin at 51,000, Ethereum at 1,500. We have Tether at $1, obviously, right? But hey, you never know with Tether. Binance Coin at 233, Cardano Dalio at 111, Polkadot $29, XRP 49 cents, Uniswap 26. We have Theta pulled back down 9% on the 24-hour, but still at $11.97. And your number 10 is Litecoin, sitting at $172. Our fear and greed index for today, we have dipped out of that extreme greed that we were in for so long, and we were down in greed. You can also see it's no longer that bright green. We are getting down here into this yellow. I would absolutely love to see us get into some fear, to see us see these altcoins, see these prices pull back further, because the buying opportunities are starting to look juicy. So as of right now, we're in 60, we're in greed. Again, I would love to come down into fear and also kind of reset this a little bit, because we've been in extreme greed for so long. Also, Ray Dalio on Bitcoin. Good probability it will be outlawed by the US government. So let's see what Ray Dalio has to say about this. So Ray Dalio believes Bitcoin has proven itself in the last 10 years, but he also sees a good probability that it will be outlawed by governments. Speaking to Yahoo Finance, the billionaire investor said it was very likely under a certain set of circumstances that Bitcoin would be outlawed, just like gold was in the 1930s. Under the US Gold Reserve Act of 1934, it became illegal for individuals to own gold because governments did not want gold to compete with money or credit as a store of value. He says every country treasures its monopoly on controlling the supply and demand. They don't want other monies to be operating or competing because things can get out of control. Dalio has previously warned about the possibility of cryptocurrency bans by governments. On other occasions, he expressed positive sentiment about Bitcoin's role as a diversifier in investment portfolios. In November, Bitcoin's staggering run up to 50,000 and beyond had Dalio saying Bitcoin or other cryptos could become material, governments will outlaw it. They'll use whatever teeth they have to enforce that, he said at the time. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Do you guys think that we could see Bitcoin outlawed by the government? Or at the very least, do you think we could see the government attempt to outlaw Bitcoin? I think we definitely can. I think it's definitely a possibility. And not only Bitcoin, but any cryptocurrency, right? If any cryptocurrency came and the U.S. felt threatened, they felt that it could, overthrow the global reserve, the U.S. dollar as a global reserve currency, I'm sure they would try something. And again, we can look back to 1934, and we can look back to when the government tried to outlaw gold. If they tried to outlaw gold and confiscate your gold, why would they not try to outlaw Bitcoin and confiscate your Bitcoin or any other cryptocurrency for that matter? Doesn't mean they're going to be successful. In fact, I don't think it would be successful. I think they would be extremely unsuccessful in that attempt, but it would be extremely interesting to see them try. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, and I will also go over this quickly. Goldman Sachs applies for a Bitcoin-related investment product. Good old Goldman Sachs. Man, this is going to be a good one. Goldman Sachs filed an application to the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission for an investment product that could expose their clients to Bitcoin indirectly. The SEC filing, which details a linked note, says that investors could be exposed to disruptive innovation, as the linked note tracks ARK Innovation, an exchange-traded fund, an ETF, that is invested in the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. Grayscale investors could be exposed to the biggest digital asset, but not directly. So basically, Grayscale having a product that tracks ARK Innovation, and ARK Innovation is invested in the Grayscale Bitcoin Investment Trust. So that makes sense. So they're getting that indirect exposure. Goldman's filing, dated March 19th, isn't for an ETF, but a product that would track an ETF, and that ETF is exposed to Bitcoin shares. And it's another way Goldman Sachs is showing interest in Bitcoin. Now, remember this, guys. The bank was previously skeptical about the coin. Last year, it denied Bitcoin was an asset class, but it has since said it will start trading Bitcoin futures, reopening its cryptocurrency trading desk after abruptly shutting it down in 2018. Guys, the month number today is March. Do you know what the month number was last year? It was March of 2020. And what happened in March of 2020? Everything tanked. It was the CV19 induced crash. There was mass panic in the market. And that's when everyone was saying, do not buy Bitcoin, do not buy Bitcoin, do not buy Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a scam. Cryptocurrencies are a scam. You're going to lose all of your money. 1 year later, when Bitcoin has reached over $50,000, Goldman Sachs wants to do a Bitcoin fund to expose their investors to Bitcoin. Never forgive, never forget, and do not trust these large banks, these large institutions that want to shake you in and out of the market for their own benefit. With that said, guys, that is the video for today. If you enjoyed it, make sure you subscribe and tap the bell. You'll be notified every single time that I upload. If you like cryptocurrency videos, I go over Bitcoin, altcoin, and everything that is going on inside of the crypto space. If you guys could also do me a favor and once again just like the video if you haven't already, it really does help me out a ton for growing this channel. And with that said, I will see you all on the next video. I hope you guys all have a great day, and I hope you guys are all picking up those projects that are now on sale that you might have been waiting to pick up.